If you're watching the replay, welcome back. Alright, so usually I do a live stream every Friday night, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern now. And we have a discussion about whatever we want, but usually I set the topic and then you join in and you tell me, give me your experience and what your opinion is. And also, usually anyone who's in this live stream, you tend to be very helpful to anyone else who's in a live stream as well, and I want to thank you for that. Now, I'm hearing fireworks. I'm in China, and they do fireworks in the daytime, so yeah, fireworks right now, at this very moment. Okay, so I hope it's not too loud and it's not distracting. Hi, anyone who's coming in. Hello, thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to talk about your winter hair regimen. And I want to know from you, what's your winter hair regimen? So usually it gets a lot colder in winter. Now remember, well, if you don't know who I am, or this is your first time, you would, I am from Trinidad and Tobago, and there is no winter. There's no winter there. There's never any winter. It's sun, sea, sand all the time, all year round. So I've never grown up thinking about winter, thinking about a winter regimen. I didn't think it was that important. Because even when I was used to watch YouTube before I moved to China, I would always be like, why does everyone have to change their regimen? What is everyone doing? I don't understand. And then I moved to China and I was like, now I get it. Now I understand why. So before I continue with this topic, I have a spoon in my hand right now because what I'm about to make some coconut oil. So here's what. While I'm in this live stream, I'm going to be making some coconut oil. And I've shown you all a video on how I make coconut oil. How I do it now, at least, while I'm in China. Alright, so I take some cans of coconut milk, and today I'm only going to do 2 because I don't think I'll have time, because I have to go out after this live stream. I don't think I'll have time for 5 to cook while I'm on the live stream, so I'm just going to do a small batch. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can angle this a little bit for you guys to see what's happening. So I have my cans of coconut milk here, and I have my rice cooker right here too. So I'm going to put the milk into the rice cooker. Okay. So, let me see. So if you want to know how I do it, I have a tutorial on my channel on making coconut milk. So it's plugged in. I'm going to put it on cook first and then switch it to warm. Okay, so yeah, so since I moved to China, the weather's a lot cooler here. And I have to think more about my hair, you know. As if I don't think about it enough already. Yeah, but now that I'm in China, I have to, when the weather drops below, the lowest it dropped last year where I live right now is about minus 19, maybe? Minus 19, I believe, that's degrees Celsius. So that's the lowest it dropped, and I had to consider my hair a lot more with regard to how it dealt with the cold. Not only that, but indoors. So it's like you have to think about so much more when you are in a winter climate or cold climate or colder than you're used to. And so there's no winter in Trinidad and Tobago. And it's so funny because my coworkers are like, because when I complain about the cold, they're like, you don't know what winter is? Like, I had to explain to them, there is no winter. They don't understand the concept of never having a winter. So it's the reverse for them. They don't understand that there are countries that never ever get cold. So I have to explain that to them. If you're on the live stream, thank you so much for joining, but also hit that thumbs up for me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So now that I'm in China, I think the very first winter I experienced, I lived close to a town or a city called Wuhan in China at that point in time. Hi, if you're joining me, thank you for coming in. Yay. Yeah, I lived in a city called Wuhan, and it's more southern part of China. It actually wasn't that cold compared to where I live now. And but my scalp, my hair couldn't deal with the changes. So I went through a lot of my scalp was just flaking like crazy because it was so dry all the time. And so I had dry scalp all the time. So I had to put together some oils to help my scalp to deal with the how dry it was getting because I wasn't moisturizing it enough. So I used a lot more peppermint oil at that point in time. And I've picked back up the same habits as well with regard to making sure my scalp is well moisturized before the winter even sets in. So I still have some dry scalp, but it's not as bad as that very first winter I had gone through. So I massage a lot more now. Yes, I know moisturize a lot. And definitely, so moisturizing a lot more, I did that. I put my hair, how did I braid? Like I put my hair in a lot of like buns, like similar to this. Wasn't too tight, and that definitely kept a lot of the moisture in as well. I don't remember using a lot of hats. I think I used a hat, but it wasn't lined with satin. So that was a bad thing that I didn't do. It wasn't lined with satin. So my hair dried out a little bit. But I also use a lot more coconut oil. Not coconut oil, a lot more shea butter, sorry. That's one thing. Now the other thing that I also did was I exfoliated my scalp a lot too. I did a tutorial on this, on how I exfoliate my scalp. I would take some salt, and I would make a salt rub for my scalp, some salt and some oil, and then I would actually gently rub that on my scalp. So I would just part it, rub it on my scalp, rub it on my scalp, and that would just remove a lot of the dead skin that was building up because of the dry scalp, because of winter. So I did that as well. So a lot of different little things that I picked up along the way with regard to caring more for my scalp. Now, if this dry scalp gets really terrible again this year, I'm definitely going to exfoliate my scalp again because I remember my scalp being squeaky clean. Your scalp goes from like terror to being nothing on your scalp. It's like squeaky clean, nothing on your scalp. And I was surprised how well it worked. I haven't done it in a while though because I haven't had dry scalp terribly as bad as it was at that point in time. So yeah, so I would do the peppermint oil. That helps a lot with the dry scalp. Moisturize a lot more, using a lot more water. I would also do the scalp exfoliation if my dry scalp gets really bad. I didn't use a lot of hats to protect from the cold, unfortunately. That was the first year I was here. The second year I used a lot more hats, and that was also, last year was also the year that I did the hair challenge, the hair growth challenge with the fenugreek oil. And I don't even think I have issues with winter so much. Because during the challenge, the hair challenge, I also did updates on what was going on with my hair at that point in time. I was also taking a lot more moringa in my smoothies. So that helps with ensuring that there was good hair growth. And my scalp, I don't remember any issues with my scalp. I was massaging a lot more. There was a lot of stimulation. So I was increasing the circulation to my scalp, increasing the blood flow to my scalp. So it's starting to make me think I should do a challenge this winter again. Yeah, so I definitely did some really good habits last year. My hair grew, it was thicker, great volume. I was oiling my scalp every 2 to 3 days. Huh. I did some good things last year. I don't remember having really bad dry scalp or anything. I did a lot more protective styles, so I would do buns as well as usual. I would also do like a French braid thingy. I would do that. I would also, what did I, ooh, this is burning. Whoops. Let me just stir. So I'm making some coconut oil here. Yeah. Making some coconut oil with some coconut milk. I'm just gonna stir here. Stirring. Yeah, so I ordered some coconut milk here in China, where I live. And I'm doing some coconut oil. My hair is loving the coconut oil that I made from the last batch. So I'm gonna keep this up. It's not very expensive either. Sorry, this is like a tangent. Sorry. I'll get back. But it actually is related to what I'm talking about. So I made that last batch of coconut oil with the coconut milk. And my hair really enjoyed having coconut milk, homemade coconut milk as well. So I'm definitely going to keep it up. And I want to do some hot oil treatment. So that's the other thing that I did a lot last year. During the challenge, I did a hot oil treatment every week. Did I wash my hair every week or every 2 weeks? Sometimes every week. And then sometimes every 2 weeks I washed my hair. And I did a hot oil treatment. So that was a huge booster with regard to how moisturized my scalp stayed, how moisturized my hair stayed. It strengthened my hair as well. My hair was shiny. Oh boy. Good gosh. I had some good habits last winter. I'm definitely going to... So that's why I'm making coconut oil. Okay? So right now I'm stirring the coconut oil. Let me show you. For those who are now joining me, this is the coconut milk there. And I am making coconut oil. So I'm going to do a lot more hot oil treatments with this coconut oil. Once this milk reduces, it will turn into oil, and then I strain it, and that's it. So much less work than making it from scratch. I know I'm lazy. But yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do. So I'm definitely gonna do a lot more hot oil treatments. So that's why I'm making the coconut oil. So tomorrow, this is gonna be finished hopefully by tonight. Well, that's the plan. And then I'm going to use it for my hot oil treatment tonight. And once that's finished, I'm going to do... Yeah, so I'm gonna use the hot coconut oil in my hair, my scalp. I'm going to cover my hair completely, put on a bag, let that heat, put on a bag or a shower cap on my head, let the heat from my head to just allow the oils to penetrate. And then I'm going to wash my hair tomorrow, making some sort of Ayurveda mask or something. Tomorrow I think I'm going to do, so that's another way I'm prepping my hair for winter and strengthening it. So I'm doing a lot more masks. I'm doing a lot more masks with the powders that I put up on my channel recently. So I'm going to do the Shikakai, the Amla, Bringraj, Brahmi, the Hibiscus, and work with that and see. I ordered the Cassia last week, but I haven't gotten it yet, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so while I'm talking, I want you to post in the comments below, I want you to post your winter hair regimen or what you plan to incorporate into your hair routine, your hair regimen. I want to know. I want to get some ideas too. I can't be the only one throwing out ideas here. All right. I definitely want to know from you what you plan to do so that we can all start to get some ideas of as the temperature starts to drop, because it's pretty much dropped here already. As the temperature starts to drop, I want to know what you are going to be doing. Okay? So, what are you going to be incorporating some more? Or what are some old habits that you had that worked and you're keeping it for this year's winter? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Yo, this coconut milk here that I'm cooking, it smells so good. Alright, so what else am I going to do? I'm gonna have my hair in a lot more buns. Although I love my hair when it's winter. I love having it in braid outs. I don't know why, but I do. I love having it in braid outs more. I'm going to be using a lot more shea butter as well. I'm going to be using a lot more shea butter as well on my scalp. So during the winter and the warmer months, I don't use that much shea butter on my scalp. Wait, do I? No, I don't. I use more oils because they tend to penetrate my scalp a lot easier. But then I need something very thick, much thicker for for winter. But this year I'm testing out using the shea butter on my scalp to help with the moisture as well. I'm going to go back to my hot oil treatments. I'm going to do some... I don't think I did that many aloe treatments last winter compared to the hot oil treatments. I did a lot more hot oil treatments. I don't know if I'm going to do the some aloe, but now that I have the coconut oil, I'm going to mix the coconut oil with the aloe. I'm going to use that in my scalp. So right now my hair is very dry. I don't know if you can tell. It's actually really dry because I took my hair down. When did I take it down? So I haven't washed my hair yet in about a week and a half, which is not the norm recently. Recently I've been washing it every week. And I think, but as winter starts to roll around, I tend to wash my hair a little bit less. Not as often, like every week. But it also depends on my hair needs. Yeah, just based on what my hair needs. So if my hair needs to wash every week, then I would every week. But if it's okay every other week, that's fine too. So it's not always that I wash my hair every week. Okay, so let me see what you all are saying so far. So my cousin is back. Hey, Adisa. Michelle Wiles. Hello. Sharina. Laverne. Hello, everyone. Lindy. So Ravinia says, hi, Ife. I will moisturize. I live in Chicago and the winters can be brutal. What will you moisturize with? Just plain water? Will you moisturize with aloe vera juice? Will you moisturize with... Although aloe vera juice, based on what I've read, is a humectant, so it will actually draw moisture out of your hair during winter if you live in a dry climate. So, oh, and that's the other thing I didn't point out as well. You have to battle with the cold weather during winter time. I mean, these things are new to me, because remember, as I said, I did not grow up in a winter climate. It was purely sun, sea all the time. Smash that like button, people. Thank you. And so the other thing that I had to start to think about was the indoor weather, the indoor heat. That starts to dry your hair out, depending on how it's set up. So I think that's why my hair is very dry. I have the heat on in here right now, and my hair is dry. It needs to wash. So it needs to wash, it needs to moisturize, I need to lock some moisture up in there. So I'm going to do that, definitely going to do that, do an overnight hot oil treatment. So yeah, so you have to consider the air quality or the heat or the temperature indoors. And then where I worked last year, I sat right in front of the heating unit. So that air would be blowing, that hot air, excuse me. Even though, yes, I'm thankful for the heat, that vent would be blowing directly on my hair. And I'd be like, boy, my hair's going to be so dry in a couple days, or by the end of the day, it's going to be so dry. So that's the other thing I had to stop doing. So I had to take the vent off of my hair so that it doesn't dry, or off of me so it doesn't dry out my hair so quickly. Okay, so let me see. All right, so Joanna says hello from San Diego, California. Hello. All right, Lindy says she will do the LOCO method, LOCO method for the winter. And everyone's asking her, what is LOCO method? Denise says, good evening, gorgeous naturalistas. She's going to get a silk lined winter hat. I might have to line that winter hat for myself because, I live in China. They don't really care about lining anything with silk or satin. Ravinia also said you can also wear a silk scarf under your hat. All right, so Lovely Dove says she needs a new regimen. What have you done before, though? Is there anything from your old regimen that usually helps you? All right. Lindy says she can't use coconut oil. Right. I can't use coconut oil depending on either how it was made or the brand. So when I make my own coconut oil, my hair loves it. It loves the texture. It thrives off of coconut oil because even when I looked at my hair journey, the video that I did for my hair journey, my hair it went from limp and fine and thin to this huge volume from using coconut oil that I was making, coconut oil and castor oil that I was making at home. I wasn't using these Ayurvedic products. I wasn't using what else? I wasn't using fenugreek. Wasn't using any of these things. It was just castor oil, coconut oil. I was taking my iodine supplements. That I was used going to the beach a lot, so those things definitely contributed to my hair being very thick and huge volume. So I was going back to making coconut oil because when I moved to China, I started to buy coconut oil. So now I sort of returned to my roots, and I am making coconut oil again because I remember my hair being so. It loved it. It really loved the homemade coconut oil, and I really didn't have any problems. But when I used the store-bought coconut oil here, my hair is very dry and it doesn't hold moisture very well with the homemade the coconut oil that I've bought here in China. So I said rather than doing away with coconut completely, I'm going to find a way to make coconut oil, and that's why I am doing coconut oil. Making it from a can, from making canned coconut oil from the canned coconut milk. Okay, so it's starting to get thicker. So I'm just here stirring coconut milk while I'm talking to you guys. Alright, so let me see what else you all are saying. Okay. Denise says, has anyone heard about glycerin for winter? I've seen a lot of videos on that too. Glycerin for winter. I'm sure I've seen someone complain about glycerin being, it sort of dries your hair out for winter. I could be wrong, I'm not sure, but glycerin, I've seen complaints about it for something. I can't recall quite well how it affected everyone. Someone's hair. I remember seeing something about glycerin in winter. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I've never used it, so I really can't say personally. Ravinia says, no, but have you heard of argan oil? I heard that it's very expensive. Anna says, I'm planning on going back to Greece for the winter. I used to use grease in my hair as a child. I used to use Dax. I used to use Blue Magic. I even used to use Vaseline, y'all. Don't ask me. That's what my grandmother used. I thought it was fine. She used Vaseline. She used petroleum jelly. And I stopped using it a long time ago. Because I have very fine hair. Maybe it works well on persons with thicker hair, thicker strands. Perhaps it will work well for you with regard to how well your hair intakes nutrients. But for me, grease definitely, it's a blocker for me. My hair slows down with regard to growth. In fact, you don't really see as much growth. You don't see as much. But I'm sure in wintertime it's really good with keeping your hair, locking in moisture. But to remove, you have to work hard to remove that grease and petroleum jelly. Yo, Vaseline. Vaseline. Alright, so let me see. But if it works for you, if grease works for you, I'm not knocking it for you. If it works for you, use it. That's no problem with me. It's your hair. Alright, Lindy Mark says the LOCO or LOCO method is leave-in, oil, cream styler, and oil. Okay. Leave-in, you put your leave-in, then your oil, then your cream styler, and then your oil again. Okay. Alright, so Denise. So Lindy, sorry, let me ask you, what difference have you seen with your hair when you do the LOCO method? Ravinia says, I've been using grapeseed oil and castor oil, but I've heard great things about argan oil. Yeah, I started using grapeseed oil recently as well because I wasn't using coconut oil. I had to find other oils to sort of replace it. Grapeseed oil was a really good one. Almond oil as well. That was really good too. I even started using olive oil, which I think I'm going to purchase as well to make my base oils for my oil infusions. I will do LOG method for winter, Denise says. What is it, LOG method? Oh, grease. Grease. Oh my gosh. Liquid, is that liquid oil or leave-in oil grease? Ravinia says, I was thinking of shea butter, coconut oil, olive oil, aloe vera, and fenugreek. Okay. That's good. Yeah, for your moisturizing routine. That sounds really good. And then for your leave-in, you're going to use Cantu or Kinky Curly. Oh, I was reading that Cantu has alcohol in it. That's why it's drying to some people's hair, and it's not working so well in their hair as they expected. Okay, so your leave-in, let me go again. Your leave-in is Cantu or Kinky Curly. Your oil will be grapeseed or castor oil. And your grease will be Blue Magic. Alright. So Lindy, Denise says, Blue Magic blocks out Canadian winters. As I said, if it works for you, go for it. Alright. Alright. So Michelle Wild says, I'll be trying out a new regimen using the fenugreek oil. That's on my channel. Your own DIY shea butter mix, and you'll be wearing a silk scarf under your hat for protective styling. And protective styling. What's your favorite? Maybe y'all can share that. What's your favorite protective style during the winter months? How do you usually style your hair? Or do you even protective style your hair at all? So Ravinia is asking, wouldn't the grease clog your pores? As I said, it depends on everyone's hair. So my strands are very fine. So my strands will struggle to grow with that, with grease. But I'm sure it's perfect for anyone who has thicker strands. Anna also says she thinks that grease clogging your pores was a myth. Okay, so Denise says she won't put Blue Magic on her scalp, just on her ends to keep all that goodness in. Okay, cool. So you're protecting your ends mostly with the grease. That makes sense. Because your ends are going to be really brittle and exposed to the cold weather. A lot more. So it would make sense that you would put it on your ends quite a bit. Alright, so let me see. And okay, and your hair is also used to it by now. That's what I'm saying. If something works for you, keep it up. And petroleum jelly is used in various beauty products and not everyone complains about clogging pores. We are probably the same, Ravinia. My scalp likes to be very clear. I do put a few drops of Beautify scalp serum on my scalp if it feels dry. Discover your power. Hey, welcome. Okay, so glycerin is supposed to bring moisture to your hair. Oh. So Rosalind says she wants to try to find coconut cream in the can. She has coconut milk, but she wants to find coconut cream. Okay, so far you've seen a lot of growth since you've used the grease during winter, and your hair stopped shedding as well. Yeah, read up on the Cantu thing. I briefly saw it somewhere about the Cantu having alcohol. Okay, they have different, what do you call it? They have different products, Cantu. So it could be a particular one. I don't know if it's all of them. I think it was 11. I think so. But I could be wrong. Look at the ingredients at the back and see what you see. And then Rosalind, have you used Sulfur-8? A friend of mine uses it. What is that? Sulfur-8? What is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh gosh, okay. Alright. Ooh, with milk. Let me see. It's thickening up. So I'm making coconut milk. Well, I'm making coconut oil from a coconut milk in the can. If you're now joining me for the first time. So this is what I took 2 cans of this because I want to do a hot oil treatment. Usually I do a larger batch, but I don't have time to wait for this to cook. I don't have time for a large batch to cook, so I'm doing a smaller batch today. And I will do the rest maybe next week I'll do the rest. But the coconut oil, this coconut milk, sorry, it costs less than 10 US, maybe 9, about 8 US. And 5 cans cost 8 US. And I get about 400 milliliters of coconut oil. So I think that's a good deal as far as I'm concerned. Because I would spend, for close to that amount, I would spend maybe 15 US. Yeah, 15 US to purchase that same amount of oil. So it's actually cheaper for me to make my own coconut oil. Sulfur-8, okay. Alright, so Lindy asks me, what do you think about washing your hair daily for growth? Daily? Every day? I think it depends on the type of hair you have, because if your hair is constantly oily, then I guess you need to wash it every day. But I don't think my hair would thrive very well if I wash it every single day. It would get so dry and brittle, and it, because our hair, well, I don't know, but curlier hair it needs a lot of the natural oils. If you're constantly washing your hair, washing every day, you're going to be washing away the natural oils every day as well. At least that's what I'm thinking. My hair is never going to have a chance to produce its own sebum on the scalp and stuff. So, but I don't know. What do you all think? Do you all think it's a good idea to wash your hair every day, every single day for hair growth? I don't know. My hair doesn't like being manipulated that much. Every day. It depends too on if because when I used to scuba dive, we used to be in the sea every single day. Twice a day we would go diving, in the morning and then in the evening. We would go diving twice a day, and that took my hair. That damaged my hair a lot too, because it was constantly in and out the salt water. But what I had to do, we had to coat our hair, especially me. I had to coat my hair with conditioner before diving, before scuba diving, so that it won't dry out, so that the salt water won't get, my hair won't be exposed to the salt water, the sea water, too much. Because that was over a month of diving twice a day. That's a lot. That's a lot on my hair. But you asked about washing your hair every day. That's, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a good idea. That's a lot of manipulation. But it depends. So maybe you want to try it out and let us know. You can try it out and report back and let us know how it works for you. Alright, can't wait for this oil to be finished. So Dependable TH says, hello all, I have never had a winter regimen. I never had a problem with my hair in the winter. Perhaps because I wear a scarf under my hat. Probably why. You keep all that moisture in. Sulfur 8, I've never heard of it before, no. So Michelle Wiles said, I wear braids, twists, cornrows, and and you also wear scarves to protect your hair. Okay, good. Braids as in extensions is that what they call it? Yo, remember, I never wear braids before. I never wear wigs or weaves. I don't even know what these things are called. Is it called extensions when you braid hair into your hair? Like, I don't know. Yes, but is that what you mean? Twists, cornrows. I'm thinking that's what you mean. Ravinia asked me, Ife, how long does your coconut oil last? Do you mean as any shelf life? It's supposed to be long term. It's supposed to be like a year or two. It doesn't spoil. Coconut oil does not spoil. Or do you mean the batch that I make, how long it lasts me? It depends on my usage. Depends on how much I use it. Your skin looks beautiful today, Ife. Please do a video on skincare one of these days. I did do a video. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I think it's because of the light, to be honest. I think it's because of the light where I'm sitting. The light is like on my face. My skin is because I have a huge pimple. Where is it? I have a huge pimple right here. But I don't burst pimples. That's one of the things that I definitely don't do. I don't pop them. Those create so many scars on my skin when I do, like this one here. So when I go attacking my skin is when I end up with marks. So I've never been like, even when growing up, I've never had, whenever I had pimples or acne or anything, I left it alone. That's one thing. The other thing, I have a video on my channel about turmeric, using that for like removing blemishes and stuff, because at some point, there was a year when I had really bad adult acne for some strange reason. Like I've never had acne during puberty, and then all of a sudden I got it during I never had a problem during my teenage years, and then all of a sudden one year I had it while I was an adult, which is so weird. But okay, so back to the point. You asked me to do a video on my skincare, and I did do a video actually. I just haven't finished editing it. It's so long. I swear I've been editing this video forever, and I finished the other videos before this video. But maybe I will do it I'll finish it up for next week. I already started it, but it's so long. Well, I can give you a gist of what that video is about anyways. For me, skincare is, I know we have already talked about the topic, and usually after I've talked about the topic or title of this video, we can usually talk about anything else, which is fine. Right, so for me, my skincare is not even topical. I would do some aloe vera masks and stuff, but I'm not consistent with those. And I really don't think it has a huge effect on my skin. I think it does help with my skin, but because I'm so inconsistent, I really don't think it has a huge effect. What really works for my skin is what I eat. The foods that I eat play a huge part, and how much water I drink. So the less water I drink, it starts to show up on my skin not almost immediately, maybe in a week or so. If for a week I maybe have like 2 or 3 glasses of water per day, instead of the 8 glasses that I should have, by the next week, or even in about 4 or 5 days, my skin starts to peel, and it starts to get dry, and it starts to break out. But yeah, internal care is what gives my result with skincare. But that's the gist of that video, really and truly. And then, as I said, the foods that I eat as well, a lot of the foods that I eat are detoxing foods. They're foods that constantly cleaning out my colon. It's not that I have diarrhea all the time or anything, no. Or it's not that I are constantly purging or constantly, how to put it? I don't want to say purging. I'm not constantly... It's not a laxative. The foods that I take for detox, they're not laxatives. They're foods that make sure that my bowels, my intestines are constantly cleared out. Never backed up. Okay, that's the point of the foods that I eat. And once your colon is clear and free, your skin tends to show it too. That's one thing. And the other thing too is, and the opposite is true. When I'm backed, like, well, if I eat a lot of junk too, which I do have sometimes, right? But and this is my normal diet. Yes, fiber, yes. So this is my normal diet. This is not okay, I'm gonna detox for this 1 month, or no. This is my normal diet year round, and my body's constantly cleaning itself out based on what I'm eating. So I'll go into what I'm eating as well in that video. So you can check it out when I post it. Alright. Alright, so let me see what else you were saying. Yeah, so as I was saying, the more junk I eat, the less I'm detoxing or cleaning out my body with the grassy food that I eat as well. My skin starts to show, whether it's like rashes, not just my skin on my face, or my skin on my body. I start to get rashes and stuff, because what happens is when I eat junk a lot, like if I eat a lot of junk, like cakes and ice cream and lots of pizza, and those are foods that I love, by the way, cookies and all these things. If I overdo that for a long time, and then I try to go back to my regular routine of what I eat, my regular foods. Remember they're detox. So when they start to push all those toxins and all that bad food out of me, it starts to show up on my skin. More my arms. I started to sleep on my arms. I started to get rashes on my arms. And that, for me, is usually a sign of my body trying to detox and trying to, because it's so much junk, it's trying to push it out because your skin is a form of elimination of any toxins. So when it starts to come out of my arms, I know, I was like, yeah, if you did some damage with that food you was eating. So I just try my best not to overdo the junk. I have it once in a while, but I try my best. I try my best not to overdo it. And definitely the foods that I eat play a role in making sure my intestinal health is good, and eventually it shows on my skin. So I do have some skin routines, but I don't think I keep them up enough to see any huge difference in my skin. It feels good when I first do it, but then I don't keep it up. Alright, so Laverne says oil washing is best during winter. If you are washing every day, it needs to be a water wash only, no additional products added, just oil and leave for styling. Ah, good one. Thank you, Laverne. Oil washing, but you know how I feel about oil washing. I work so hard to make coconut oil. I'm like, I ain't washing oil down my drain. But I understand. Michelle Francis, hello, first time on your live show. I just chopped off all my permed hair, but now I want to go back all natural. What's a good hair regimen for growth you can suggest? I'm from Trinidad as well. Hey, Trini in the house. Trini in the house. How you feel about doing your big chop? I never did a big chop, so I really don't know how it feels. I can empathize. I could put myself in your shoes. I definitely have an idea. I don't think a big chop is a bad thing, but I think a lot of people, once they do a big chop, now they're like, no, I want the best growth, the fastest growth. I just want boom hair. And fine, you can get that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting that. It's just that it takes time. Our hair grows. You can help it along with different things, but it grows. So don't stress about it. Moisturize your hair. You can try the fenugreek oil, the fenugreek spritz, the fenugreek. I'm starting to use some Ayurveda powders now. You could use your castor oils, your Jamaican black castor oil. Don't stress about it too much, but you'll be fine. Making my coconut oil. It's coming along. Alright, let me see. So, Google Dicky method. He swears by daily cleansing. Lots of good videos on it. He owns the Hair Rule Salon in New York City. Is that hair cleansing on straight hair, naturally straight hair, or naturally curly hair? Which one is it? Because it depends. Ravinia says, I used to wash every day out of habit, but I would always deeply moisturize and my hair growth went crazy. Ah, interesting. I don't know if I have the time to wash my hair every day. Every day. So what would you use to moisturize every day? Alright, so Ravinia says, how long does it last on the shelf? It doesn't have an expiry date. Coconut oil, as long as you don't introduce any other contaminants, you don't introduce any water into your coconut oil, it does not have an expiry date. It lasts long term, years. But my oil doesn't last that long because I use it within a month or two. So Ravinia says, very, very interesting. There's one piece of hair that gets wet in the shower every day and it grows like wildfire. Okay. So here's what you all try out this washing your hair every day and let me know how it goes. Let me know the best practices so I can know what to do. Sometimes eating a lot of dairy brings on acne. So, Michelle Wise, no, I don't use weaves or wigs. I used to call it braids. So I'm used to calling it braids. So I guess it's called plaits. Not sure if I'm spelling it right. Yeah, oh, okay. You mean plaits. Okay. All right. What's a good detox for bloating? Bloating. Oh, so Anna answered you. She said fiber. Fiber. Bloating. Depends on what causes the bloating. Because you know every time of the month, there's a certain time of the month that we bloat naturally. Uh Bloating. And then yeah, what's causing the bloating? Is it something like causing that gas to build up from the bloating? Is it water? Bloating from water, excess water being held within your body? There are different reasons for it. So it depends on what. Oh. Okay, so Denise asks, is anyone using avocado oil or henna for winter? No. I'm using cassia, not henna. I'm not using henna because I don't want my hair color to change. Although it's already changing. Lindy, I believe it has omega-3 in it. Okay. You're in it for the long journey. Great. Okay, so your big chop felt good. And your hair was past your shoulders. Oh. Oh, thank you for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Hi, Natural Beauty Tips in Hindi. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me. If you're joining me for the first time, smash that like button. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the live stream so far. It also lets me know as well. Okay, so anyone else hair protein sensitive? How do you know when you're protein sensitive? What are some signs or some symptoms of when you're protein sensitive? Protein sensitive. Lindy Mark says, I like your channel. You like my channel? Aww. So Laverne says, to solve acne, wash with apple cider vinegar instead of using soap. Natural Beauty Tips in Hindi wants to know, any tip for turning gray hair into black? Gray hair into black. Rosemary hair spritz, they do that. Rosemary, does fenugreek turn your hair black too? Amla, people say amla as well. Laverne says she's using henna and avocado oil. And you're using henna and indigo for black hair, to keep your hair black. Okay. But if I start to go, not if, when I start to go gray. I said if, as if I'm not going to get old. When I start to go gray. But there are some people who stay black, their hair stay black their whole life. It's possible for your hair to stay black your whole life. But yeah, if my hair turns gray, I should say if. you know, we think we're going to stay young forever. I think I'm going to keep using the Amla and maybe the Cassia as well. And then at some point maybe I will move over to henna. Or maybe I just jump to henna straight away. Who knows? Alright, so the coconut cream is now forming. Alright. Coconut cream. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Coconut cream from my coconut milk is forming. Which is good. I can't wait to have my coconut milk, my coconut oil, so I can do my hot oil treatment tonight. Alright, so let me see what else you all are saying, and if nothing else, then I'm going to wrap up this live stream. When you use coconut oil or anything with protein, your hair turns to straw. Oh. My hair turns to straw with that coconut oil whenever I buy it from the store. And I have a feeling it's the, what do you call it? The extra virgin coconut oil, which is the one that you don't cook. Once I cook coconut oil, my hair is, it's fine. It's fine with it. Oh, okay, so Lindy says I only dye my hair with henna. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna wrap up this live stream now. I know this was a good one though. But thank you so much for sharing all your tips and your regimens. I've gotten some ideas. I'm definitely gonna because I already have some hats, so I'm going to either put a lining in myself or I'm just gonna wear a scarf and throw it on. But that means I have to wear it all day at work, or not. Who knows? But yeah, I'll definitely throw on a scarf and then put on my hat, wear that to protect my hair from the cold weather. I'm going to do a lot more hot oil treatments. I'm going to moisturize my hair some more, continue with some massages. I might do a challenge, I'm not sure yet. Not a growth challenge, but a winter regimen challenge to make sure that we have some good proper techniques or some good habits for this winter to ensure that we have hair when winter's over. Alright, so y'all, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for hanging out with me today. And I hope you had a wonderful time in this live stream. Thank you so much, Lindy. She said she had a great time. And thank you for your great feedback and your tips, your techniques. I truly enjoy everything you all share. And I love having you in the live stream. I can't do without it. Alright, so let me see. Natural Beauty says she uses almond powder too and henna to dye her hair. And is it working well so far? Alright, okay. Alright, so y'all, I'm out of here.